All right, today we're diving into something that's really got people talking, a Bachelor of Business Administration, a BBA, from a top-tier Indian Institute of Technology.
I mean, come on. A business degree with the IIT tag? That sounds like the absolute dream setup, doesn't it? But the real question is it as good as it sounds? That's what we're here to figure out. And that's exactly what this is all about. We're going to cut through all that hype to give you the real facts and a clear-eyed view of what IIT Patna's BBA program is truly offering.
So here's how we're going to break it all down for you. First, what exactly is this dream degree? Second, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of how it all works. Then, we'll weigh the obvious advantages against the really important points you need to consider. And finally, we'll help you figure out if this is actually the right fit for you.
Okay, so let's start with Section 1. What exactly is the dream behind this degree? Because, IIT Patna isn't just offering some standard run-of-the-mill BBA. They're aiming for something very different. See, the whole point here isn't to churn out another generic business graduate. Nope. The goal is to forge managers who are fluent in 3 different languages: finance, business strategy, and technology. It's that trifecta that's designed for the modern world. And with that specialized focus, the program is really designed to be a launchpad for some pretty high-stakes careers. We're talking corporate finance, business analytics, consulting, and those future leadership roles. Now, let's get into how this whole thing actually works. What are the practical, non-negotiable facts about who can apply, how you get in, and of course, what it costs? So first off, this is not your typical college experience. It's a hybrid model. That means the majority of your lectures are delivered online, but then you have these intense practical workshops and labs that happen right on the IIT Patna campus. So you get that focused learning, but not really the traditional full-time hostel life you might be picturing. Now, who can actually apply? Well, this part is surprisingly straightforward. You just need to have passed your 12th grade exams from any stream at all with at least 60% marks. That's it. Simple and clear. And the way in is incredibly broad. They accept scores from a whole range of national exams. Now, this wide open gate means you've got a better shot at getting in, but it also means the students you're with will come from very, very diverse academic backgrounds. Okay, let's talk about the money. The tuition fee is sitting at around 56,000 rupees per semester. That's the core academic cost. But, and this is a big but, it is not the full picture. Because it's a hybrid model, you absolutely have to budget for your own travel and your accommodation for those on-campus workshops. These are really important extra expenses you have to think about. Okay, we've got the mechanics out of the way, so let's get into the analysis. What are the undeniable strengths here? What makes this program so attractive in the first place? So there are 4 key strengths that really stand out. First, that killer combination of the IIT brand with a business degree. That's huge. Second, a curriculum that is laser-focused on finance and analytics. Third, the flexibility you get from the hybrid model, which is a massive plus if you're also pursuing something like a CA or CFA. And finally, you still get that valuable, high-quality campus exposure during the workshops.
And speaking of the curriculum, it's actually aligned with globally recognized certifications like the ACCA and CIMA. For anyone who's serious about a career in finance or accounting, this is a huge advantage that gives you a real head start.
All right, we've seen the pros, but now it's time for the reality check. Every program, especially a new one like this, has uncertainties and factors you absolutely have to evaluate before you jump in. And this is probably the million-dollar question on everyone's mind. What about the placements? What kind of job can you actually expect to land after you graduate?
Well, the honest answer is, we don't know yet. Because it's a new program, there's no established placement record. Now, the Institute is committed to providing guidance, for sure, but the actual results will only become clear over time. This means you're really making a long-term bet on the brand and the curriculum, not a short-term guarantee of a job.
And beyond placements, there are other realities to think about. As a new program, the quality of delivery is still evolving. You're also getting less of a traditional college experience, which means building those crucial connections might take more proactive effort from you. And that wide admission gateway, it could lead to a peer group that's either brilliantly diverse or a bit uneven. These are all important variables to keep in your back pocket.
So, we've laid out the dream, the reality, the pros, and the cons. And this brings us to our final and most important section, helping you decide if this program is the right choice for your specific goals. So let's look at the final scorecard. This program is a really strong option if you're self-driven. You're super focused on finance or analytics, you value flexibility, and you see college as a learning platform more than anything else. But you should probably research more if what you're really looking for is that full-fledged campus life and the security of an established placement history.
Ultimately, it's all about choosing the path that is right for you. Don't just get swept up in the hype. Really focus on what you want to achieve, and find the program that's going to get you there.
So, we're left with one final question to think about. Is the prestige of the IIT brand worth the trade-off of a non-traditional, hybrid path that has some unknowns? Well, the answer to that really depends on your own ambitions and your own priorities.